Hi, a couple of weeks ago I was at Model Rail Scotland where I picked up a solution to my coupling problems. So in this video I'm going to show you how I got on with installing Kadee couplings on my rolling stock. These days the tension lock uncoupler is pretty much standard across all British rolling stock in 00 gauge. The trouble is, despite being universal, there are several different varieties of uncoupler, and sometimes they won't couple up to each other properly. There's also the problem of trying to uncouple remotely. You can use various things between the tracks, and I've got a video on what I used on Lockdown. You'll see it up here. But when I was exhibiting Lockdown, I found it to be a bit unreliable with the different types of tension lock coupling that I had in use on the different items of rolling stock. So I've been looking around for a different way of uncoupling. And I think I found it with Kadee couplers. Kadee's an American company and it's used quite a lot on American HO rolling stock. But I thought I'd try it out on my British trains. I did a bit of research. So let's find out what you need to get going. Let's dive straight in. I've bought a variety of items to get me going. First thing to note is that Kadee couplings come in lots of different types. The ones that I'm using are ones designed to fit into NEM pockets, which are standard on most modern British trains. They come in a variety of different lengths, number 17, 18, 19 and 20. 17 being the shortest and 20 being the longest. Each pack has got 2 pairs in, so there's enough for 2 items of rolling stock. I'm not sure which length is going to be best for mine, and it might be different lengths for different trains. So I've bought a pack of each that didn't have a 17. I'm also using one of these magnetic uncoupling things. You can get ones which fit underneath the baseboard, presumably they're a stronger magnet. But these are designed, number 322 is designed to fit on code 75 or 83 track and fits in between the rails. It's also been suggested that it's good to get a height gauge. And so I've got this one. The number is 206 and that's an insulated one, so you can actually fit it on your rails whilst they're live. The other one, for some reason, is made of metal and so obviously conducts electricity. Allows you to check the height of the couplings on all the different items of rolling stock to make sure that they're all the same size. Let's get started by putting together the height gauge. All Kadee products come in these retro cardboard packets. I'm old enough to remember this feels a bit like what you used to get your wages in when you were paid in cash weekly. Looks like there's some assembly required. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is take out the couplings out of this fan, which is going to be the first item of rolling stock that I'm going to convert. And now to see whether it fits up with the gauge. Right, so it's actually, strange enough, at just the right height. Common problem reported with Kadee couplings is that on British rolling stock anyway, that often the NEM pocket is set at the wrong height, usually stuck to the floor of a wagon or just simply moulded into the wrong place. But looks like I'm lucky with this one. On to the next one. And because the pocket on this Bachmann Gov is set quite a way back, I'm actually going to use one of the number 20s to give a slightly longer shank so that the knuckle is clear of the buffers. Here's the number 19. As you can see, if I hold it up to the NEM pocket, I don't know how easy it is to see. Once I hold it up to the NEM pocket, you can see that the knuckle is actually level, if not behind the buffers. So I kind of want something that will stick out a little bit, but not so much. So here is a number 20. As you can see, that sticks out a little bit further. But will still actually couple up closer than the tension lock will. That's why you probably need to buy a couple of different lengths of coupler so that you can see what works with the different types of rolling stock. It really does depend on whereabouts your NEM pocket is. If you've got older rolling stock without an NEM pocket, there are versions of the Kadee coupler which can be screw fitted onto a bogie or body, etc. And these have got different numbers, so again, it's worth looking around to see what's going to fit with your rolling stock. And again, let's do the test with the coupler gauge. I think that couples up quite well. Shouldn't be a problem there. Of course, the acid test is when we couple the two items up together on the layout. Let's go and have a look. Right, what I've got here is I've placed in the track one of the Kadee magnets. Not glued it down yet because I'm not 100% sure exactly where they're going to be placed. So as a train, I think we might have to bend the wire pins slightly just to clear the magnet. But Kade do a special set of pliers to do that, but you might be able to just bend them very slightly with a regular set of long nose pliers. So as the train goes over the magnet, it won't uncouple. But if it stops there, you can then detach the van at the end of the train and obviously park it somewhere else. Yes, we're going to have to bend those pins slightly just to clear those magnets. I think it's partly because these are designed for code 83 track, and of course I'm using code 75 track. Right, so take two. You have to be very careful with bending the pins on these couplings, because otherwise, as you can see with this one, I've managed to bend the coupling, and now I'm on to another one. I think part of the problem is that the magnet is designed for code 83 track rather than for code 75. So once I've finalised the position of the magnets, I might have to drop them down a bit by cutting out the sleepers before I glue them in place. But here you can see how easily the uncoupling goes. Let me know down in the comments if you've got experience of using Kadee couplings and what tips you'd recommend. If you've got any thoughts on using Kadee couplings for British rolling stock, let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. On screen is a video that YouTube thinks you'll like to watch next. So check that one out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.